What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. Man, I'm in a good mood as I always am, or at least making sure that I am in the vicinity of having a good mood, and hopefully you are too. Welcome back to another episode of Life in the Black Memoirs. We're in this trigger series. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far, and it might be coming to a close soon, but we're going to continue to move forward and see where things take us. However, when you come in, please, by all means, hit the like button so we can get this channel in YouTube traffic. And if you are new here, you found yourself here, man, what it do? Drop a what it do in the comments. Let me know that you are new, and hopefully you subscribe. I would love to have you in our company here. This is a great community that is being cultivated to be, being individuals that we're on the path or being the better version of ourselves. My mind is going faster than my mouth. But anyway, if you are returning, man, what it do? Drop a what it do in the comment section. Let me know that you slid through. Did our nice little energy exchange as we always do. I am very appreciative of your continued support of me, the support of this community that we are building together. Man, I appreciate it. Everyone that has told me that they have shared it with their loved ones, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So once again, if you have not done so already, hit that like button. And I will definitely appreciate it. And so let's, keep this thing moving. It's Thursday, Thankful Thursday. And if you are watching it, we have made it another week. And what better else to celebrate it in saying thank you to our higher power, whoever you identify with, God, universe, spirit, source, whoever you identify with. Please tell me that you have taken time to give thanks and you woke up with a grateful heart. Hopefully you haven't started thinking negatively, bringing the low vibrational into your vicinity. Hopefully we haven't done that. So as we get into it, first, it's Thankful Thursday, like I said. Let me know down in the comments what you're thankful for. And what I am thankful for is vision. Vision, eyesight, the ability to be able to see all the things that God has created. And with that, when you start to, at least for me, start to get into the mood of being grateful, you start, at least for me, I start looking back and having some self-reflection, and I was just, in awe of everything that I have been able to accomplish, everything that I believe was meant to hold me back or to stagnate me. And not saying that I haven't had moments of stagnation, but to be able to look back and see that by the grace of God, by my self-determination, my motivation, just to be better, not to be hindered by the things that have come into my life, is just an awesome thing. But we'll get into that later. But I'm thankful for vision. I'm grateful to be able, I love plants, I love flowers, and I am just grateful to God to be able to see. I was just driving and, thankful to be able to see, because if you were without sight, you wouldn't be able to drive yourself personally. And so being able to do that, being able to see the vibrancy of the flowers and plants and things of that nature, trees and and birds and just the sunrise, the sunset, just being able to see all those things. I definitely don't want to take that for granted. So take some time. You know me. Don't drop the easy things. Think about it. Think about, some of the things that you may take for granted. We all do, including me, and I have to back up and say, you know what? My bad. I don't ever want to, continue my day without stopping and being grateful that I have what I have. So many people, especially today, we want to press the microwave and we want to have all these things that we think that's going to bring us status, and it may bring you a lot of superficial things. However, not being able to look on the inside, look within yourself and find out, really what makes you tick. All those material things, they really don't amount to much because they come and go. So one thing that is constant is you. So, doing your inner work, as I always say, and I will always say that it is the new sexy. It's the thing that is going to make the difference of you finding out who you truly are. You're not defined by your past. You're not, stuck back there. You're not the person that, people make you out to be. At least you don't have to be that. But anyway, I digress. I'm just grateful. And hopefully you are too. Moving forward, how's your soul doing? Always got to take the temperature. How is your soul doing right this moment? On the scale of you being high vibrational or low vibrational, where are you? And if you are teetering on the low vibrational side, what can get that pendulum back on the other side of being high vibrational? Because as I always say, like attracts like. So whatever vibration you're in, understand that at some point in time, you're going to receive that back. So, people that know me, I try my hardest. Not saying that I'm trying to make everybody happy or trying to make everybody be like me, but I do understand that an environment that is reciprocating happiness, a smile begets a smile, and that environment, it becomes a little less stressful or whatever have you. This is a garden. Your environment is a garden, and what type of seeds are you putting in that garden? Are you helping the pendulum to be on the high vibrational side, or is it on the low side? So anyway, I'm really gonna make this quick, I promise you. I was listening to, I always have my people that I listen to. It's I have the actual books at my house, but I was listening to a free audiobook on YouTube, and it's by the author it's Neville Goddard. Definitely talking about, psychology and basically why we do what we do and the power that we have within us, and once again, I listen to things like that because we just have to be mindful, myself included. I've had to make my adjustments throughout my life and, take an inventory of why I'm listening to the things that I'm listening to. And what made me do that is because, what eventually comes out in my day-to-day. Have you ever caught yourself, depending on if you're driving a long distance and certain music comes on and your mood fluctuates depending on the mood? So I listen to things that not don't get me wrong. I listen to everything from, classical hip hop, which I love. And sometimes I listen to a little bit of trap music because the beats are good, but I'm an old hip hop head. I'm stuck in like the late 90s to the 2000s. But anywho, I listen to things to get my mind in the flow. And I have and will continue to always try to take webinars and seminars and things of that nature to help me, because I'm an entrepreneur. And so, to have iron sharpen iron, you have to, feed yourself information that is going to progress you. You can't always, be on the hiatus and listening to garbage, basically, because what comes in comes out eventually. So, listening to Neville Goddard, and for this topic that I wanted to get into is, if you go to enough seminars, especially if it has anything to do with business, not only with business, hell, life in general, there are always going to be times where, you just want to be like, I'm cool on trying to move forward. I'm cool on, finishing school, or I'm cool on trying to advance in this career, whatever the case may be. You find yourself just wanting to be peace out. You don't even want to try anymore. You just want to exist, and that's another thing I say, don't let, I want you to live life. Don't let life live you. Meaning, are you putting in on life? Or are you just existing? Are you just doing the day to day just to get by? Hopefully you're not, because like I was listening to this audiobook, we have so much potential that is within us that we don't even understand. We don't even unlock it, because for one, our past, we continue to allow our past to hinder us, to be a blockage, to stagnate us, to, our past definitely feeds into the negativity that we feed ourselves. It causes us to give up. It causes us to, figure to ourselves that there's no point, there's no hope. And it's all lies. Trust me, it's all lies. So in business, they always say, what's your why? Why do you, and if you love The Matrix, I love The Matrix series. The last one, not so much, but that's a whole nother topic. When Neo was fighting Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith was like, why do you persist? Why do you persist? And so I wanted to get into that. Why must we persist? What's your why? In this trigger series, I've been talking about identifying your trigger, identifying the feelings and deal with your feelings and, process them so you can begin the healing process or continue the healing process so you can get to the better version of yourself. But it gets difficult, especially and I don't want to say difficult in the essence of it's impossible for you to look at whatever situation it is and heal from it. It's just difficult to, maybe have to go back and look at these things that at one time caused you pain. But my question to you is it more painful to stay the same, or is it more painful to just do the work and make the necessary changes and adjustments to become the better version of yourself? It's like going to the gym. Of course, when you start out, your body's gonna hurt. You're gonna, and if you do a good job, you're not gonna want to go back. Okay, but you have to think about things in the long term, not the short term. Because if you're short-sighted, oh, it's a one and done for sure. That's why a lot of people start January 1st with all these what do they call them, New Year resolutions, and then they stop because they're not holding on to the why. They're not holding on to the reasons why they persist. So, like I was saying earlier, there has been a lot of obstacles in my life where I could have fallen victim to, and I don't want to say victim because, the whole victim mentality thing, no, we're not doing that. But I've, been subjected to some things where, it could have laid me down. It could have, and even if it laid me down, it was still up to me to stay down. Okay? So even if you find yourself in situations, and we all will at some point in time in our life, find ourselves in a situation where it's just, it's got us down for the count. You're only down if you choose to stay down. There's so much more to you. And to me, what helps me is that, like I said, I have changed my perspective of how I'm looking at these unfavorable moments in my life. And, when things come that I wouldn't have chosen to deal with, I try to look more at the opportunity of learning, which takes the sting out of why am I dealing with this, or why is this happening to me right now? And another thing, is it happening to you or is it happening for you? Whole nother video. But anyway, what is your why? Why do you persist? Hopefully you are, like I said earlier, looking at your triggers, dealing with the things that, you need to make right. The adjustments, hopefully you're on the path of making them better, making your adjustments to be better. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. That's why a lot of people don't do it. But like I said, going to the gym, if you continue to go, the pain that you initially feel, for a couple of days, or maybe the first week or 2 weeks, depending, at some point it's going to subside. Every situation in our life that has caused us pain, and hopefully, you're not going through anything too dramatic right now, but understand that you've come through it. That thing that has now caused a trigger is related to something that is a past memory. It's not occurring to you right now. So it's gonna pass. The pain, the uncomfortable feeling is gonna pass. That, frustration that you feel of having to deal or go back within those archives, you're going in there to clean that clutter out. You're not going to stay there. You're not going to sit there and rehash that whole thing, even though sometimes, depending on what you're dealing with, it feels like it was happening right now, right this second. But have it in your mind that you're going in there to extract what's needed and discard the rest. Why? So you can unload that unnecessary weight, feel lighter, and be on the path of becoming the better version of yourself. So, as I'm wrapping this up, what's your why? Why do you persist? What's your reason? And some people, say, I persist because of my family, or so-and-so is depending on me. You should be depending on you. And I'm not saying that having those external motivating factors are not good, But at the same time, that's why it's called self-determination. That's why it's called self-motivation, because it has to begin with you. It begins with you. It ends with you. Whatever you're feeding yourself, if you constantly, and this was another thing that I was listening to in the audiobook that by Neville Goddard. They were talking about a garden, and I always talk about that. And it's what type of seeds are you planting within yourself? And those seeds are equated to the things that you feed yourself. Are you going throughout your day and doing nothing but complaining? Are you talking down about yourself? If you're doing those types of things, your why is going to end up on the lower vibrational, and it's going to be a why even begin? Why even, you don't see the point in it. But on the other side of the spectrum, your why could be on the higher end of the vibrational spectrum, and it's a free choice. Turn your whys, your perceptions, turn them around. What's your why? And I know wherever you are in life, like I was saying earlier, we have so much potential that we have not unlocked because we're not identifying what our true why is. Our true why, for me, my true why is because I know that there is greater for me, but it's not going to fall in my lap. So I must persist. There are times where, if you want to call it a fail, but from that situation, I don't look at it as a fail. I look at it as a lesson in which I've learned from. Now I know what not to do. But it's all up to you. What's your why? Why identify your triggers? Why identify the feelings to make your adjustments? The why is to become the better version of you. And isn't that the most important? You, your aura, your vibration, it affects your environment. Just imagine if everybody was making the conscious effort to be on the higher vibrational scale. What type of environments would we have at home, at work, the grocery store, wherever? Maybe they'll be even nicer at the DMV. Sorry, no shade. But, just identify what your why is and hold on to that when you find yourself wanting to give up. When you find yourself saying, you know what, none of this makes sense. And then you find yourself falling back into the comfort zone. Nothing grows in a comfort zone. Nothing. Everything that we enjoy, like I was talking about earlier, the trees, the plants, the flowers, the vegetation that we consume, they start out as seeds, and they have to break out of their shells in order to provide the things that is locked within its DNA. So you gotta unlock that stuff that's within your DNA. Why are you keeping it? That's a good question. Why are you keeping it locked down? What you afraid of? We don't do fear here. We look whatever it is we need to look at in the face, and we deal with it head on by responding appropriately, not reacting, right? So just drop it in the comments what your why is. Why do you persist? Why do you persist, Neo? I know why I persist, because I have to. God wakes me up every day, and that's an indicator to me that I gotta give it all I got. 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 And slow motion is better than no motion. So with that being said, Life is a movement, get in traffic. What's your why? Why do you think the way you do? Why do you move the way you do? And if the answers to those questions, got you feeling some type of way, then make your adjustments. It's just that simple. Because everything starts in our mind. Everything begins with our thoughts. Okay? I will leave you with this. As a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. So what is your why? All right? I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.